What's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Raquel. We are back with another video. I know we've been going for a week. I've probably been going longer than that. I feel like we've been going longer than that. But we were actually online the other day, but we haven't made a video in a while. If you're watching the Scorpion Show for the first time, I hope that you click the subscribe button. To everyone watching, please click the like button and share this video to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, text message, or wherever you choose to share our video. If you did not know, the Scorpion Show, we celebrated our 11th anniversary last week.
That's right.
And not only that, on that day we recorded our first ever podcast, which is the Scorpion Show podcast, and we uploaded it yesterday, and you know, so many people have downloaded it. So far we have 1,500 downloads, and I want everyone that's watching, I want you to click the link inside the More Info box if you have yet to listen to it. You can listen to it via the Podbean app, or you can download it through Spotify. Now we're still waiting for approval from Google Play and iTunes, so you won't be able to listen there yet. But when you're able to, once we get the approval, we're going to post it on our social media platforms, so that way you'll be aware of what's going on. Also, people, yeah, and on Instagram, yeah, the social media platform.
Let them know we have a podcast.
Oh yeah, we do have a. I'm like, what? Yeah, and yesterday I set up our podcast Instagram, so you can follow us at the Scorpion Show podcast. So make sure you'll head on over to Instagram and do that. And when we have one for Twitter, you know, I'll let you guys know. So that way you'll be in the loop on, you know, when a new podcast is up. Or you can subscribe or follow, you know, wherever you listen to. You can follow us on there. So you'll be able to get the podcasts when we upload them to the platform. Just the love from everybody has just been amazing. Like, I mean, I've asked for feedback. I asked for feedback from my friends, from you guys, and the best thing I know we definitely need some music. We need an intro, an outro, you know, we need that kind of stuff. But the main thing that I wanted is that I wanted for the sound to be right. I mean, because I've heard that, you know, you can have a bad podcast if the sound ain't right, and I want people to hear us. I even up the volume even more, just to make sure that we weren't too low. And the crazy thing is, you can hear this air conditioner in the background, and we had our air conditioner on, and with the microphones we use, you didn't even know that the air conditioner was on in the background. I've just been like, I'm just so happy, and I'm so pumped up, and I'm so excited that we are venturing into this podcast world, that we're doing something different, and I know that it's taken me so long. You know, I was like, well, people probably want to see our face. That's another thing. We did record the us doing the podcast. Here's the thing. What y'all didn't see is that we stopped a lot of times, and I just kept the camera going, and there was a lot of things going on. And when I say a lot of things, and big things that was going on, there was a lot of stuff going on.
I don't live here.
And I mean, people knocking on the door. My mom had her issue. I'm just like, oh my God, please, please. We can't have interruptions on the podcast. Y'all will hate us. The only bad thing is we cannot, what's the word I'm looking for? We really can't whisper on the podcast. We could probably write stuff down, but whispering, nah, we can't do that on the podcast. But it was fun, and the first time we tried, we ran into an issue, so we was like, let's just come back the next day, and everything was perfect.
Yeah, because we actually recorded it the day before.
Yes, we tried the day before, right?
So then we had to come back the next day, which was the actual anniversary.
Yes, and it worked perfect. And
These behind the scenes stuff, man.
Yeah, I got that. I even got that on tape where it stopped working. I'm like, wait a minute, what? It's like, bitch, your computer too old. I'm like, oh hell no, we gonna fix this, and it worked. It just worked out. It just worked out perfect. But I'm really, really excited. So I just need everyone to please, 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 please share our work. tell everyone that you watch the Scorpion Show. Don't be afraid to say that you watch the Scorpion Show.
Guilty pleasure.
Yes.
I like listening. And now for those of you at work, you can listen to us at work on the computer.
That's right.
Those of you going to work, you can listen. Those of you coming home from work, you can listen. Those of you on public transportation, you can listen to us while you're on the train or on the bus. Or you can listen to us on your flight somewhere.
Yes. You can do so much, and you can multitask with us now. You can do other things on your phone.
Yes.
And listen to us in the background. So, I don't know what else they're doing. I'm just saying. And this fly is going to get on my nerve because I can't kill it. But the podcast is just very interesting. And shout out to Dustin Ross for sharing our link. Shout out to Ashley. Shout out to my YouTube family who's been sending positive messages. I mean, it's been everybody. The love is like I said, it's been incredible. And we're already going to be recording our next podcast this Wednesday. So you guys will get a podcast this weekend. And we'll be talking more our controversial stuff. That will be more on the podcast because, you know, YouTube is definitely a changing world and there's stuff they don't want to pay you for and stuff they do pay you for. So I'll just keep it all in the podcast.
And that means you guys got to make sure y'all tune in.
Tune in
because the controversial stuff is going to be good.
Yes. And y'all got a taste of it when we talked about Jay-Z and Colin Kaepernick.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you get to see comments on the
not really, but people can comment on the app.
Okay.
But you know, I'm sure that they'll be able to bring it. You can bring it to us in the on the Instagram page because that's going to be interesting.
Yes. And the Instagram page should be the perfect place where you'll be able to leave comments under the videos that you that the podcast that are uploaded.
Correct. And then we're going to have segments on the podcast as well because I know it sounded like the Scorpion Show via the podcast, but we're definitely going to be doing segments on the podcast and trying to, you know, make it sound different from the Scorpion Show. And that's going to be fun trying to do that as well. Mm-hmm. But it's just overall, my motivation is definitely up by like 100% because I just haven't been feeling doing the YouTube videos. It's just been like, okay, well, I don't know. But I'm just really, really pumped up and I'm glad that I finally tried something different, you know, so it just makes me happy. It makes me happy. And I cried yesterday, but so many people was just sending messages, so I'm just excited. Is there anything else I need to share about the podcast? Interviews. Now listen, y'all know we just got this equipment, and I probably have to buy more equipment. That's why I would like to say thank you to everyone who has been donating to our channel, donating to the show. Thank you to everyone who sent donations through the GoFundMe link. And it's still not too late to send money through the GoFundMe link because, you know, it's just, you know, I just realized that this is going to cost, this is going to cost, that's going to cost. But right now, we're doing this on a budget, but we got it right, damn it. We got it right. But, you know, everyone want interviews, like, who y'all going to interview? I'm like, I got to learn how to have our microphone set up and interview someone and, you know, somebody calling through Skype. We got to learn all of that stuff, so just give us time.
One step at a time.
Yes. Let's get these videos out, videos and audio out, and then we can work on doing the interviews again. But, yeah, I just feel really, really excited. So, let's get into this video. So, something that we forgot. First of all, I wasn't even interested in talking about it at first. The thing with Trina and Nicki Minaj. I was like, this is... Come on, Fly! I'm sorry. I'm like, what are we talking about this for? It's just stupid. But then what happened was Trina's A&R, of her record label for independent, he put out this message about Nicki Minaj and her... Yes, we need it. Not supporting and stuff like that. And then Bobby Lights had something to say. And then on that same day, Nicki Minaj was on Cream Radio. And then she was going back and forth with Joe Budden. And I was like, Raquel, like, really, we got to talk about this stuff? And then they had their little thing back and forth, but then they kind of like patched things up. And then Trina was like, bitch, I'm going to address this. And then, but I'll tell y'all tomorrow all about it. So you had to go all day and then all night to hear 12 minutes from Trina. And Trina got her team together. Now on Queen Radio, Nicki Minaj, you know, she was just saying like how disrespectful it was of Trina's team to be doing stuff like that, and it made Trina look bad, which it absolutely did. And when you're not saying anything, it might make it seem like you're condoning what's going on. But we never really known Trina to be a part of this mess. Only time I can remember Trina being infused with anybody was with Kaya. And, you know, that's old news. So, Trina made a little 13-minute video on Instagram Live with a beeping smoke detector in the background. I'm going to need her to fix that. And if I have it, let me know.
Don't throw shade.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
Plenty of videos.
I know.
In this house. Okay?
I know. Excuse me.
Okay?
I know.
This isn't exactly the White House.
So, yeah. But what Trina was saying, I definitely was agreeing with. Because I told Raquel, I was like, well, it's not really Nicki Minaj's fault. Because...
You mean... Oh, Nicki, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it's not Nicki's job to promote Trina's work. That is Trina's job, and that's her team's job, especially with her being independent. And Trina said all of that.
But see, that just goes to show you that Trina's team, that's what they were looking for.
Yeah.
They were looking for that
boost
from Nicki Minaj.
And you shouldn't have to, because if you're a great A&R, you should be trying to figure out, well, damn, who can I set Trina up in an interview yet? Like, I know, damn, the Breakfast Club. I don't know if she was on the Breakfast Club, but I'm sure.
Scorpion Show. Yeah,
everywhere. Trina needs to be anywhere there's an outlet with people. That's what Trina needs to be.
Anywhere where there's a camera and a microphone.
Yes, and especially when you are doing things independently. And she was saying that everybody works for her by a favor, so she didn't have to pay for people to get on the album. I guess they get their money from the sales and stuff like that. But it was just, you know, Trina sat there and she took accountability for the actions of those who worked around her. What I would say, Trina, is you need to get rid of those people. What they did, like, it just made you look bad. That's not good. And they coming from a place of business, and Trina was saying that she had bad business deals, so they dealing with that. And it's a lot. And, you know, from what I listened to the first half, it wasn't a bad album. It's just that the promotion for the album was terrible. Terrible. And I don't know, like, how many, like, of her peers pushed the album, you know, said anything, but Trina and your team, y'all got to do better. And then for those who stand, the problem is people always standing, they're quick to fight and go back and forth, but they're not quick to spend $1, you know, or invest in their artists to see them succeed on the charts. Like, how many people know Trina got an album out? Not too many people. But with drama like this, yes, you'll find out that the album is out. And I heard the song Babs. Was I expecting a video? Not really, but would a video would have been nice? Yes. But you got to have a budget for videos. Now, I don't know how much Trina has, but something I thought about while, you know, getting this together is that, you know, Tamar had an album that came out like 8 years ago or something. See, this fly is ridiculous. And it's one fucking fly.
What the hell is in here?
I don't know. But
Let's
I wanted
start
to
with
go.
trash.
I wanted to go. Bitch, it's a trash bag in the corner. Don't play with me. So, anyway, so the album came out 8 years ago, and Tamar was releasing videos. Like, I don't know what kind of budget she had, but those videos were cute. And if Tamar could come up with little videos like that, and, you know, you probably don't have to pay a lot of people because, you know, they working under your name or whatever. Trina, you can do the same thing. I have not seen not one Trina video from this album. Like, what is really going on? So, but I'm glad that Trina got a team together. Bobby Lights apologized on Instagram. Some people felt like it was forced, and he was like, no, bitch, they can't tell me what to do, all this and that. But, you know, I'm glad he apologized. I'm just glad that this is over, and I just hope that other artists, like their labels, don't blame other people for why a song is not successful. Just because you got a big artist on your song does not mean that it's their job to promote it. And then, you know, people talking about, oh, Hot Girl Summer, Nicki was doing this and doing a video. Like, come on, that Hot Girl Summer, let me tell you something, I don't even know how it go, that song go. I know Megan Thee Stallion because her face is everywhere. I don't even know her music, okay? But her face is everywhere. Her impact is everywhere. And that's kind of like how I fell in love with Lizzo. Like, I seen her stuff, and then I was like, wait a minute. Like, she's really starting to take off. And then I listen to the old stuff, and you know, Megan Thee Stallion, she's really doing her thing. And yes, Nicki should hop on that train. And I'm glad they got a song together. But I just want people to stop comparing everything and everybody and all of that. Just let them do that. And, you know, Trina, I just hope that your team can get it together. And, you know, good luck to you. Good luck to you.
Get rid of people.
Yeah, she needs to get rid of Bobby Lights. I know that's her cousin or something. But she needs to get him in the A&R.
Yeah, the person who did that.
Yeah. And he can never work nowhere.
Yeah, they need to go.
That's kitchen table talk.
You
like
don't
if
do
you
stuff
think,
like that.
yeah, if you thought that Nicki could have pushed it more.
That was an automatic fire in my book.
Yeah.
And the fact that he came out and did that, especially when, like you said, a lot of these artists did this as a favor to Trina.
And what about the other artists on the album?
Yeah. Why didn't
they push it?
Yeah. That's because Nicki's probably the biggest one on the album. Featured artist anyway.
Yeah. But she got a lot of people. She got a lot of people on there. And the songs were good. And you got Rico Love producing some of the songs. I don't know if he produced the whole album. But damn, he's a great producer. So come on.
Yeah. Again, that A&R person and those people were waiting for. But you know what I say? Or you know what's said? You know what people say? A drunk tongue speaks a sober mind.
Right.
And that drunk tongue from that A&R, not saying they were drunk, but trust and believe that A&R was not saying that anything that already wasn't being discussed behind closed doors.
Yeah. Well, I hope that Trina wasn't saying that, but even if she was, you know, people
again,
talk behind people, you know.
Then again, you never know. She may have been a part of the conversations, and he probably thought it was okay to say that.
It's never okay.
No, it's never okay.
Never okay.
No.
You know how many conversations I've had with celebrities and I've never said anything. And they have been honest with us about how they feel about certain people. I've never said anything. You know, you just don't do shit like that. You fuck up your own reputation doing stuff like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, never mind.
Never. So.
And some of the conversations, I'd be like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
You what?
Right.
That's what you really do.
I'm not going to with you.
I'm not going to do it with me either. Because I don't even have the voice to do it.
Right. Clearly he was doing some shouting over the weekend.
Yeah, I don't have the voice to do it.
Yeah. So, the billboard worked. Do you guys remember a couple months ago we were talking about the lady named Raquel Bailey who posted a billboard near Tyler Perry's home for Tyler Perry to see saying, "Hire me." Now Tyler Perry, it definitely got his attention because he posted the picture and put it on his Instagram, and I wouldn't say he dragged her.
He reprimanded her.
Yeah, he reprimanded her for doing that. Well, you know, first of all, she did get his attention with that. He was saying that he's seen her work and other things, and that all she had to do was audition. Well, damn it, she auditioned, and, you know, according to TMZ, for someone who worked with her, she will be in one of Tyler Perry's new shows on BET called Sisters. And it could possibly be leading to her being in the season 2 of the show. And, you know, I just think it was even though some people look down on it, I think it was very bold to do. She used her money. She got what she wanted. In the end, like, even though some people say, like, girl, you got kids and you shouldn't have done this or you should have done it this way, she got what she wanted. Now, I wouldn't have done it. Yeah, me neither.
I think I said that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done it.
I wouldn't have paid all that money to do that.
No.
You know?
And especially when I could see if she was somebody who's never done anything, but she's actually been in things.
Right.
So I agree with Tyler. Really, all you had to do was just audition. And she probably would have had a better shot in the audition because of the fact that she's been in things and she actually has a resume, well, not just a resume, but she has some credentials behind her. Yeah. So I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have spent all that money. Because putting billboards up on highways is not cheap.
It could be like $30,000.
It's not cheap at all.
And you gotta think of all them heads that ride past seeing that billboard.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
You know how many times I've seen somebody on America's Most Wanted on those billboards and I'd be searching to see if I recognize them?
You can make some money off that. They had over 1,100 captures on America's Women. That used to be my show. Friday nights
Remember that
at
episode?
8,
Yeah.
at 9 or
Remember
something.
that episode of Martin when that girl, Cole's girlfriend?
Yes! Now, even though that season was terrible, I loved that episode.
Because that was when America's Most Wanted was really jumping off.
They said, oh, it's raining. I'm like, what's going on? Yes. Like, Saturday nights, you know, if I wasn't watching Snick, I'd definitely be watching Cops and then America's Most Wanted. Those, we had some good TV shows back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It was some good stuff to watch. Now everything is on demand, this, on demand, that.
I want to show you something, see if you remember that.
Who was that?
That was on my
Was that your
timeline.
phone?
That was on my timeline, bitch.
Oh.
I want to show you something, see if you remember it.
Oh, God.
No, it's not that bad. I posted it the other day. I saw it. You remember this? From Sesame Street?
No.
You don't remember that? Oh, wow.
No.
That brought back so many fond childhood memories.
Yeah. You know, I remember watching Sesame Street, but not too much. Like, I don't really remember. Like, I think I started remembering stuff around 5 and 6. Not like all them old shows. Like, I remember songs, but I wouldn't remember like some of the characters' names or episodes. But yeah, I had some had an awesome childhood when it comes to a lot of stuff. But yeah, I don't know how we start talking about that because you brought up America's Most Wanted. Okay, so the thing with 50 Cent and Wendy, I don't know. I think they need to fix this. Whatever's going on with them, I think that they should. Maybe 50 Cent can come on her show, talk about power or something, because he's been coming at her, she's been coming at him, and it seems like Wendy has been making nice with everybody, with the Kardashians, with Kanye. We've been seeing her out more. You know, I just think that they should fix this, because I just think it was stupid that he's like, yeah, bitch, you can't get into the party.
And then she ended up in the party.
Yeah.
Which made no sense to me.
Yeah, and people like, no, she really wasn't there. Like, look, she was there. Like, what is the beef? And it's also, it would be good because, you know, Power's new season is about to start next week, the 25th. The people that's on that show can be coming on her couch and talking about the show, especially like during mid-season or before the season finale. Like, don't burn all your bridges, 50 Cent. Don't do that. Right. I just think that is stupid. But whatever it is they got going on, I think they need to hurry up and fix it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh, excuse me. I'm almost over this cold. I'm almost over it. With Jay-Z and Colin Kaepernick, on the podcast we discussed our opinions about it. If you want to know our opinion about it, either keep on listening or go to the podcast and listen. So here's the thing. It's been revealed by Brian Michael Cox that the deal that Jay-Z has with the NFL, Jermaine Dupri was working his way into the same deal with the NFL. But Jay-Z told Jermaine Dupri that that would not be a great idea. And Funkmaster Flex confirmed that he spoke with Jermaine Dupri about this and that it was true that Jay-Z told him not to do the deal with the NFL. Now, you know, we all know that Jay-Z is doing his deal with the NFL to bring, you know, artists to the Super Bowl and other NFL platforms and to work on social equality within the NFL. And I just think that, you know, I'm not upset that this deal was made, but I think that Colin Kaepernick should have had a part because this is built off the back of what he's been trying to do for 3 years, and he's been unable to get a job within the NFL because he's been so outspoken with kneeling and talking about police brutality and the injustice that's going on in this country. So, you know, Raquel and I, we were just talking about this deal. Like, could Jermaine Dupri make a difference?
I don't think Jermaine Dupri has the. First of all, Jermaine Dupri is he's big. But when it comes to Jermaine Dupri and Jay-Z, I think Jay-Z just has a little bit more clout.
Yeah.
And I say that more power,
and influence,
But let's not make any mistakes. That Jay-Z has been working with movements and working with different organizations well before this Colin Kaepernick thing.
Yes.
Jay-Z has been for a long time bailing out protesters from jail. He's been doing a lot of things behind the scenes that just probably a year ago started coming out that we didn't know about. So Jay-Z hasn't just started to get on this train because of Colin Kaepernick or this Colin Kaepernick movement. He's been doing this for a long time. The problem that I have with this situation, not what Jay-Z's doing, because I'm all for what he's doing. The problem that I have is a lot of NFL players are starting to come out, some in support of Jay-Z and some that aren't. And the ones that aren't are confusing me, because they are publicly speaking about, oh, when has Jay-Z took a kneel or whatever the case may be, while at the same time they're still collecting a check from the NFL. And I found it interesting because Uncle Luke today, he posted something on Instagram, and I thought this was really interesting, and I'm going to read it to you. He posted something that said, NFL players can talk to me about social injustice when they hire a black agent or financial advisor. A lot of good ones are out there. Then he went on to say, social injustice is when you deprive a people of an opportunity because of the color of their skin. Well, God damn it, there's a lot of NFL black players that deprive a lot of good black agents of opportunities, so don't take a knee when you're doing that. Keep it 100 and if you're going to keep it 100. And then he goes on to say, the Jay-Z I know is not a sellout. Give the man a damn opportunity to implement his plan. And that last part of implementing his plan is something that I said on our podcast, because I felt like while it's in the early stages of what Jay-Z is doing, I do believe that Jay-Z has a plan that we don't know about. And we all know Jay-Z being a smart man, not only a smart man, but a smart strategic businessman. Something's going to come out of this that we're going to be like, oh, I didn't even see that coming. I don't think it's just about hiring black artists for halftime shows, but I think it's more than what he's trying to say is what we're trying to do is more than us just taking a knee. Because clearly us taking a knee, while it has garnered a lot of attention, it really has not made a huge difference because of the fact that, like you said, Colin Kaepernick was the one who started this taking the knee thing, but Colin Kaepernick still does not have
He
a
can't
job.
get a job because a lot of those NFL owners, team owners, they are in bed with the president.
Right.
A lot of them are in support of the president, and we know how the president's rhetoric has been affecting everybody. That definitely was a gunshot. Right?
But I think because he hasn't taken it, because he hasn't gotten his job yet, and because we're still taking a knee, Jay-Z, in my opinion, is saying, what is it now that we can do further? Because clearly taking a knee just isn't, it's not working.
I just think it's not that it's not working. I think that it's the NFL who's not working with those who decide to use their platform to, speak out about the injustices that's going on in the country. They would rather you do it at another place and not do it on the football field.
Let me say something. Can you imagine if all of the black NFL players who support Colin Kaepernick's
stopped working? Yeah.
There would be no football teams.
Yeah, but
and many of them, if not all of them, can afford to stop working.
Well, a lot of them can't. And then a lot of them were threatened that if you kneel, if you do this, you will be fined. So it's been a whole lot going on. So what is Jay-Z going to do that Colin Kaepernick couldn't do? I don't know, but I think it would have been better if he could have had Colin Kaepernick on that committee. Even if he would have got Jermaine Dupri on that committee. Like, work together. Don't just say, oh, me alone and me and Rock Nation, we can do it. When there's others who have been working to try to do this.
But sometimes it's best to say, listen, I got this. You keep doing what you're doing, and I'm going to do this. We both fighting for the same thing, but if you come out here with me, it may not be a good thing for us. The same thing for Jermaine Dupri. There's probably one of the reasons why Jay-Z told Jermaine Dupri, no, you ain't got that type of, they're not going to look at you the same way as they may look at me. And some people may call it arrogant, whatever, but it's the truth. Jay-Z has more influence than a Jermaine Dupri. And that's not to say that he doesn't have influence, but Jay-Z, we all know he has a little bit more influence than Jermaine Dupri does.
Well, you know what? That just made me think, like, I thought about this, but it also makes me think of what was going on. You know, we got Beyonce, when she does, like, you know, she's pro-black. We all know she's pro-black. We know that a lot of people were saying that they weren't performing at the Super Bowl. And we know that Chloe and Holly, they are under her, you know. And then, you know, they performed at the Super Bowl this year. And then a lot of people was thinking that, oh, something is going on. And now, like, you know, you see this with Jay-Z and the NFL, like, you know, something is really, really going on. That, you know, because even Gladys Knight,
now that you think about it, it's all tying now.
Yeah, it's tying up into a bow. And they're all getting paid. And it's just like, what is going on? Like, are y'all with us or y'all just for yourselves?
No,
I don't know.
I definitely don't.
doubt that they're for themselves, but a lot of people are thinking.
Let me tell you something. And a lot of people can think it. However, Jay-Z, and I'm not even talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce, I'm talking about Jay-Z. Jay-Z as the man has been doing things like this behind the scenes well before this Colin Kaepernick thing, well before this NFL thing. Jay-Z has been pro-Black Lives Matter for a very long time. So it's not like Jay-Z just came out of the woodworks and said, oh, now I'm going to step in. No, he's been doing this for a long time. But see, the thing is, a lot of people tend to think that, oh, well, like you said, well, Colin Kaepernick isn't a part of this, so somehow this is all for you and all for Rock Nation. No. Again, I do believe, first of all, everybody can't come to the meeting. Let's just be clear about that. There are some things, for those of you, sometimes if you get in trouble at work, sometimes HR and your bosses come together and they have these meetings to determine your outcome at work. Oftentimes, you as the employee are not allowed to be in that particular meeting. Now, you can be in the meeting where you're defending yourself and explaining everything, but when it comes down to the, well, are we going to decide to keep them, you're not in that meeting. And I think that's what this is with Jay-Z. We all know what it is, Colin Kaepernick, that you're doing, but the meeting that I'm having with them, you can't be a part of. But that doesn't mean that I'm not pro-you and I'm not supporting you. Just let me handle this. Prime example, union. Let the union, I'm in the union at my job. Let the union representative represent Raquel behind closed doors. It's okay, Raquel, I got this. I got you. You don't need to be in this meeting. I know what I'm doing, and I think that's what it is with Jay-Z. He knows what he's doing, and Colin Kaepernick does not have to be in this meeting. He doesn't have to be in it.
I just feel like, you know, I understand it, but what if, you know, Martin Luther King didn't do a lot of things by himself.
No, he didn't. But not everybody.
He worked with a lot of people.
But remember,
and they got a lot of things together.
But remember, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and the Black Panthers all didn't come to the same meeting at all.
No,
they all were for the same thing. They all were fighting for the same thing, but they all didn't agree on everything, nor did they all come to the table together. But they all were fighting for the same thing. And that's somewhat like this. Jay-Z and Colin Kaepernick are fighting for the same thing. But it doesn't mean that every time there's a meeting, oh, Colin, you have to come. It doesn't mean
even though Martin and Malcolm were fighting for the same thing, they had their different ways about going about things, and they had their disagreements and stuff like that.
Well, that's the same thing with this.
I don't think that Jay-Z and Colin Kaepernick disagree. I think that they were just working together on something totally different.
No.
But I feel like if you're going to work together on the back, if you're going to work with the organization off the back of Colin Kaepernick, I think he should be there. I think he should have had a part, and not after a deal was made. Like, before y'all even started talking, I think that they should have met on a common ground and did this. You know, that's just my opinion on it. Because I feel it's off the back of him. Because if he wasn't the one that got down on his knee and went and suffered losing his job, and you know, thank God the NFL, that Nike stuck behind him and had a big campaign. If you don't, you know, what is it like? Sacrifice everything. Figure out how it would go. But yeah. Yeah, whatever, however it went, sacrifice, even if it means losing everything. However it went, I can't remember.
And then at the end, just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Right.
But I'm just happy for, I'm just, I'm happy for Kaepernick. And that this man, even though he's not, had no money coming in, he was still giving out money to all different organizations.
Can you turn that air back on?
I will, but I don't want that thunder to be on with the air conditioner.
There's no more, it's hot in here.
Okay, I know it's hot, but I'm not sweating.
Yeah,
I'm fired up.
Yeah, but I'm hot.
But that's just how I feel about it. But we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens, and right now it's 50-50. People agree, people don't agree. But in the end, we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. What else can they do? And we all know that Jay-Z. He's been working with the families of Trayvon Martin. He got the deal with Meek Mill on the Amazon Prime. Like it's a lot going on, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. All right, we almost finished. So the Proud Family allegedly is coming back to the Disney Network with Disney Plus with brand new episodes. The Proud Family was one of my favorite shows. Like I was like almost an adult, and I just love watching the Proud Family. I even bought their seasons on iTunes when that was like a thing, like 2005. That's how long I've owned it. And if they bring it back, like I want them to bring back the original cast of the show. Or I don't know if they can make them older. I don't know, but I just want the original cast. And I want it to be done right, and I don't want them to be playing around with the show. I want the same theme song. I want all of that stuff. And this thing with Disney Plus, it's a great deal, but I'm starting to get upset with all of these different streaming services, okay? I have Hulu. I have Netflix. I have wrestling. I have Amazon Prime. Now y'all telling me we can get BET, you can get HBO. I do have HBO Go because it is free with the cable subscription. You got the Disney Plus. Then you got NBC about to do their thing. You got CBS. It's like, what is the point of having all of these streaming services? Like, it's just hard to keep up with everything. You got all of these companies buying each other out and taking different shows. It's getting on my nerves. And I just want everybody to be in one place. But I do love that I can, watch different shows. And I love the fact that I can, get that nostalgia of watching this movie or that show. But it's starting to become a little bit too much with all these streaming services. I can't keep up. And if someone is subscribed to all of those channels,
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, you might as well cancel cable if you want to subscribe to all those networks. There's too much going on. It's too much. I just think that I'll turn the air conditioner back off.
Why? It's only raining.
I don't want to be thunder. It's a lot of rain.
Well, I can't sit near the heat.
Yeah, we almost got anyway. Yeah, so I don't know. So, are you? I already know you got my Hulu.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Your Hulu and Netflix. I don't do all that other stuff.
Yeah.
I find no point in it. I really don't. And I agree with you. Why have all of that and still have cable?
Yeah. It's too much going on.
Yeah, I don't.
And then
that's another cable bill.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Like I like that they got the cable thing now. They saying that you can watch cable for what you call it, streaming the cable for like $10 a month. But what if the internet just stopped working?
Right.
Like it's like, oh my God.
So now you're paying for something that you
can't even watch.
How about that?
Yes, but I would love for them to get rid of cable box. I mean, we're going to be at that point very soon, where everything is just going to be digital. And I'm just tired of all of these. And they're so good, like that Disney Plus thing. They're going to be working with Hulu and live TV and all of that. All of that sounds great.
I gotta find some good stuff to watch on Hulu too.
Like, I just want everybody. I know everybody want a piece of the pie, but some of y'all need to work together, and that's how Hulu came about. With all the different TV networks, you can watch TV in one place. Now everybody like, no, we're going to take the rights to this. You can't watch that. Netflix will no longer have. What is that? Netflix won't have that show anymore. Friends, like and one won't have The Office. It's too much going on. So I want to know who y'all have. Does the Disney Plus thing sound appealing to you guys? It does to me. BET Plus, I know a lot of black people saying no. But they're going to have a lot of good shows, I hope. And they got a lot of a movie catalog. And if you're a Tyler Perry fan, and I know a lot of older people love Tyler Perry, he's definitely, he's going to get them a lot of streaming service. People to sign up. But yeah, I just want to know what y'all think about that. So, those are all of our topics. The controversy topics, like we're going to be talking about Eric Garner. And Raquel was telling me about the young man who committed suicide because of who he liked to have sex with. We're going to talk about that on the podcast this week, along with many other things. So please, once we are approved on Apple and Google Play, we will let you guys know. But don't forget to download the Podbean app, or you can listen to us through Spotify. And make sure that you follow us on those, wherever you listen to, to stream it podcasts. And, we will see you guys later this week via the podcast. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.